Here's another one for us to look at really quick. Um, this is awesome. This is called Interfaces with Zapier. It's all in beta testing. To gain access to normal features, it's $20 a month. Um, and that's in beta, but I would get grandfathered into this as much as you can if you're doing any AI or development. Even if you're not, if you can afford to pay for these things that I'm showing you, do it because I bet you money their prices are going to go way up. Um, let's try to give you some help here. So let's look at a form for lead capture. Let's do this one. These are pre-built templates they built out for you. Chatbot, by the way, this one's the funniest thing ever. I'm actually, I want to show you guys. Oh, we can't. So fancy. So we're going to keep going here. We're going to go back up, but like Client Hub here, this is one they built out. Lead management, um, all templates. Do they have that one in here? No, they took it out because they were still working on it. Tables. Okay, we'll go to here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create a lead capture form. Okay, this is fun. Okay, let's see. This is the basic structure. Contact us. Thank you. So what it's going to do is these are different web pages it's built out automatically, pre-built for you. And then on the back end, there's this table called leads that for lead capture, it creates a table for you and basically a CRM, customer relationship management platform built in for you. Let's go ahead and do the contact us page. Mhm. So this is what it looks like. By the way, you can change all these colors, you can change themes, all that. And depending on what we want to do, we'll walk you through that. So contact us. Um, I gotta appeal to people. Let me open an eye for you. Submit request. So this is your first name, last name, and then notes. So let's change this up a bit. Look at the basic structure here. This is what you call Markdown guide. So if you use these different little add-ons, it'll change the way it's structured. The width here is basically how big this box is, where it's aligned on the page. Text alignment itself, is this going to be centered? Is it left? Is it right? Basically, that's it. Okay. But you know what? I want to add a little bit more to this. So you go over here. This is called add components. Let's show you this. Add a component. Okay. These are the different things you can add to the page. You can add text. You can add this, which is a form. You can do an items page, which is basically just going into the table and showing a display of the table, which would be the table in this case for the CRM. You can have a tasks page, which I will build this out separately. This will basically be your submission. Where I'll be like, here's my queue of things to work on. And yes, I'll prioritize the ones that look like more fun. It won't be a first come, first serve. Like, ooh, that looks fun. This is a chatbot you can put into this, and this chatbot does run on a GPT platform. And 3.5, I believe, is what it was connected to it last, but they did just release 4 a couple days ago. I was looking over the documentation for that. Super sexy. So stoked. This reads a URL. It doesn't really, um, but they have options they're building out for that. These are cards that could link to different websites, to your CMS or things like that. This type form here is media, where you paste a URL in and it will display that media on the page. These are the different things you can connect with. This is what we're looking for, a divider. We're going to put that in there, make it look a little bit better. We're going to go back to add component. Just to give you an idea here. Chatbot, AI prompt, this, and then this is still not available. It's super depressing. Customer requests, a checkout for like actually purchasing stuff. Awesome. Okay, this is all in beta, but it's so cool what they're doing, and it's so easy to use. Trust me, I've worked with Wix and I've worked with a lot of builders just because I like to do things myself. Mm-mm. Wix is too much unless you want to learn it, and they don't make it necessarily friendly. You can edit all this stuff in the settings. Here, this is the basic settings. We won't worry about a lot of it right now. You don't need it, but we'll go back here, and then we'll now click on this as a whole. Okay, you can click on each of these individually. Look, this is, well, can I? I'm pretty sure I can. There we go. I click on the field. This is actually the field itself that we're looking at. But, or you can click on the whole thing. Click on the whole thing here. Boom. First name, short text. Okay, that if you're not familiar, look. Last name, email, notes. Let's edit this one. Build request. Okay, long text. Label in the thing. Build request. Placeholder. Oh, bring up. I think it is. I'm not looking at it right now. There we go. Help text. Please describe in detail what you would like to accomplish. That's what I want you to focus on. Focus on the end goal. If you're going to ask me to do a request for you, accomplish. Talk about the end result and what apps you are using or would like to use. Now, let's understand context here. Remember, Zapier is the brand connector. That's right, I can't spell. It's the brand connector. So you just need to remember that. So Zapier links to like 6,000 different apps. And you have these things called triggers, you have these things called actions, and it moves through them all to do an automation. It is very user friendly compared to any other system I've ever seen, which means it has the highest potential success rate in the changing world right now because people are falling so far behind with AI. And I want to make sure that's not happening. I want to help as many people as possible because the more of us that are working together to build this out, the more of us won't be without a job, which is very, very real. I'm sorry to tell you this, but it's real. I'm going to go over this really quick. I looked over somebody's resume the other day, and they sent me some stuff because they were looking for help. They were, what do you call it? An SME. So basically, subject matter expert. And I looked over it, and I'm like, "Are you using AI?" And they're like, "No." I was like, "You should look at this." And that's all I said. Because the reality of the matter is you have to do so much work yourself to learn these things and actually be competitive. But a subject matter expert, a copy marketer, you're out of a job. Okay? You're straight up out of a job unless you're good and you're creating and using AI to leverage it. This is what I would say the smartest people are saying is that these tools are augmenters for now. And what you need to do is use it to augment everything you're doing and improve on who you are in every aspect of your life. You need to integrate this rapidly with everything that you do as soon as possible. Okay? Just, I'm warning you, if you don't, it's going to end very poorly for you. This is a fun little tool. Actually, I don't know why I bought it. I bought a lot of tools I should have bought. Like, I bought Go High Level for a huge affiliate program, and I barely use it, but I'm trying to help people. Oh, that looks tacky. If you're curious about what things you can and can't do with Zapier, I'm actually going to give you those tools as well so you can self-teach. Because Zapier is a big system. There's a lot to learn, but there's also a really fast way to learn. I'm interested. Please. Oh, this is important. This is what you call the reference ID. Oh, they've already got it pre-built out. They're so nice. Build. Updated. So this is required, and that's required. Okay, those two things are required. I don't need to know your name, and if you even want to list your company, I'm actually gonna add that as another field, because then I can kind of know who I'm working with and what the request is. Where I'm giving this stuff away, I just would really like to know who I'm working with it. And bluntly, I want to know if you end up charging people a shiz ton of money for it, because I'm trying to help people out. And if I'm giving this away for you for free, you can charge people money. But if I see you claiming that you figured it all out on your own and I did it, I'll remember that. And I do pay attention to those things because I have the tools to monitor for it. It's not that hard. Um, you just don't cross me. I won't do anything to you, but I'll remember and I'll spread the news to people I work with. So help text. This one right here is, I shouldn't make threats like that. That's really pathetic, actually. I apologize. Name in field. Company. Let's do short text. Let's label it company. Placeholder. So we've got some other sites I need to fill out for this. That would make it a lot easier for people. You don't need help text. Not required. Reference. Company. You want to change this so you can actually read it later and default it. This was a technique shown to me by Rachel Woods. I watched her TikTok and I was like, was it her? I think it was her. If it wasn't, it was a dude on YouTube that posts a lot, and I need to give him credit because he's sharing so much useful information with people. I'm interested. So this goes back to childhood. When I was in high school, me and my friends were on a mission to save the world. So, and I am today. I really believe that the world needs help. Time's running out. Okay, this is it. If you want to change the color scheme, this is in beta, but you can go up here and you can go to the theme and you can enter your own theme colors based off of the way you have your system set up for your websites. You can also pay for access to this, where you enter your domain and then it will give you an IP to take over to your domain host site and add that in, make sure everything's unlocked, and it will kick the domain over to here. Branding, display built on Zapier if you'd like, if you want to give them recognition. You can put your own logo up and Favicon logo for moving through the different pages. Tracking information, you can put in a Google Universal Analytics ID that you can go back to Google Analytics to see how much people are actually using their site that you built out. And then here's your actual billing plan and what you're on. How you have people access this is actually really cool. So some really good customization. Anyone that has the link can use it, but anyone with a password, you can build out a password. It'll just say a password, no user, or managed users. And these are people you invite, which is pretty cool. But we're going to do anyone with a link because I want this to be open source. And custom domain, I'll fix that later. Let's get this out first. So contact us. So we'll leave this all the way it is for now for you. Okay. And I left it on there, built on Zapier. So you can go get access to Zapier to do this, and you should. They deserve the credit for sure on this. Will I hide their stuff later? And when I'm doing custom stuff, custom builds for people that people pay for? Yes. And if you're doing your own custom build, it's your own thing and you paid to have this ability removed, you have the right to do that. You paid for that. But yeah, either way, let's go through here. Well, I think we're good on this page. Let's go to thank you. Message received. We will respond with your request to your request as soon as possible. Let's do this. This is where I'm going to get cheeky. We're going to go back to here. By cheeky, I mean I'm going to have some fun with this. So they've done all this, right? Let's get cool about it. Let's click on here. Data. This isn't open to everybody, but you can actually create your own data form for some of the chatbots and load your own stuff in there. Actions. So this is what it's doing. It's going to navigate to the thank you page and lead capture, email on new lead. Let's take a look at what this is. This is in a different area. Lead capture on new lead. I'm being dumb. I'm pretty sure I'm being dumb on how to connect this, so I'm not gonna worry about it for now. But I hope I'm not double doing this. I probably am. So let's create his app, okay? Boom. Trigger. Let's see here. Build request. App interfaces, new form submitted, good. It's connected back. The trigger itself. I'm not going to screw with any of this. I love learning stuff. Oh man, there's another guy that I was talking to. I won't say who he is, but he works at a university around here, and he was kind enough to spend some time talking to me. He's an old acquaintance I worked with briefly a few years ago, and he's one of the smartest people I've ever met in my entire life. Um, and I can count on one hand the number of people that have been able to. I feel less alone when I talk to them, is the best way to put it. But the trigger here, we'll test the trigger. Okay, it's making sure it works. It will demo it. Sometimes it'll work. It'll create fake data. Continue with the selected record. Boom. Now what we have to do is we have to say what we're going to do next. So there are so many fun things you can do with this. If they submitted a text message or a text number, you can text them, hey, we got your form. We're looking at it. We're going to work on this. Follow up is everything in business. I cannot stress enough that if you follow up as a salesperson and you just show consideration, you treat people like a human, you're going to close so many deals. And I would go back to a book that's been often recommended. I had a friend of mine, David the Dilf, remind me that I need to be reading that book and focusing on its content. I actually created a chatbot the other day based off of it because I wanted to make sure I was thinking about it. SMS by Zapier, limited number of SMSs, emails that it will send for you. Gmail, it'll send. Zoho, it'll send. Now, Gmail is pretty locked down, but some of these email providers have a lot of functionality. Obviously, Twilio, it can do text, it can do audio. If you wanted to get really, really neat about this, you could, based off of their submission, let me show you something here. And where's that? Synthesia. So Synthesia, if you haven't heard of them, they use avatars, and you can generate your own avatar, and you will be able to do text to audio. It does sound kind of robotic, but if you want to improve on that, you can use something like 11 Labs to upload all of your audio. 30 minutes or more is ideal. I recommend going the full length of 3 hours of actual content, but then you'll get a one-to-one clone. They do verification to make sure you're not stealing identities. If you do want to steal identities and be that kind of person, there are a lot of systems out there. Or if you want to just be funny about it, you're not trying to be malicious. So Synthesia, what it can do here is it can take the build request and it can take the information. Let me show you. Request new video. Request a new video from the template. So you can create a specific template in Synthesia, and I can do a separate video on that, walking you through what that looks like if you're interested. But I've got to do this based off requests a little bit to make sure I'm reaching people, but I will also focus on the requests that are hard. I love hard stuff. It's how I grow. Request a new video, and it will do all that. But we're not going to worry about that for now. We're actually going to do this right. You can request a new video. You can attach the new video to an email and send out a custom video. So if you're doing some pretty high-end stuff and you want to look very professional, by the way, Synthesia is $35 a month for 10 minutes of video. Just so we're clear, you don't get much to work with. So these are for your high-end clients, or you're willing to pay more. I don't know what the rates are. But it's really good, and you can automate the whole process. So you're not doing anything, and you can do your own avatar. So awesome. But we're going to change this to a very popular response system, Gmail. Okay. And I'm going to go in here, choose event. You can create the draft, create draft reply. but do not send, create new label, remove, reply to email. So send a reply to an email message. This is really fun because you can use GPT to do this. And you can automate an entire email system, which I may or may not have done. Send email. You can search through your emails, but here's what you're going to care about: finding an email or sending an email. Excuse me. Send. Thank you. I don't want to call it thank you, but we'll just say send thank you. Continue. Choose the account you have. This is a group I work with. That'd be fun. Roy, let's do my James at Smart Business Partner.io. My stuff's released off of Wix. I can unlock Smart Business Partners. What a good day. Continue. By the way, if you buy things on certain websites, there's a thing called ICAM. Be careful where you buy stuff. Think things through, because if you buy your website and you move it, they'll lock it down for like 90 days. It sucks. Also, you need to be aware, if you're going to be doing any SMS stuff, they changed the rules as of July 4th. You have to be registered because there's so much spam texting going on in all of the cell systems. And this is their response to people using it for AI. They're making it so all of your numbers are registered. You can't send them at all. And that takes about 2 to 3 weeks from what I've seen to get it completed. So here the text is going to be, you look at the form submission and you identify which one of these is going to be the email right here. Email, boom. Okay. No, I'm sorry, I got to do more here. Let's do a GPT module. Me. We'll use this one. Continue. Take the, I think this takes all the values. But, I'm honestly not sure. But actually, you just want first name, okay? And then you want the actual request. Let's see here. Yeah, because the more you add in here, if people don't fill it out and it's not required, the more robotic it's going to look like. And you don't want that. Let's go ahead and take this. Let's assume they at least gave us their freaking name. And they're not little canoes. Go here, username, user, awesome human. Oh, awesome human. And then you go here, assistant name, do James, just so I have context. Now, here's where you start to get interesting about this. Okay. Okay. Let's go to here where I did a video previously on Eden. Peak performance, James Brady. This is when persona, oh, is it not loading? There it is. Persona. Go here. James is an intellectual polymath, blah, 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 blah. This is all this stuff. It's not very good, but I took it from my LinkedIn and from some other sites and I compiled it. I could make it better and I should make it better. But right now I want to make sure I'm getting content out to people first, and then I'll go work on my stuff and improve on it and refine it. So we'll use this here. You are James. This is basically programming language. You are James. It now identifies as James. James is an intellectual polymath. You can blah, blah, blah. You can even say you. Okay, cool. So you are James, received a build request. Oh, shoot. build request for a new AI system. And this is not going to be limited to Zapier, by the way. A new AI system construction. Review the request. Create a thank you message to this person and highlight something and highlight one thing about the build that you like, based off of who you are. Then respond, then compose. Language is everything, guys. This is why Jordan Peterson said openly that this GPT system of 3.5, and you probably have access to 4. Well, I don't know if they had 4 that early. But when he did his original post on GPT, he's like, it's smarter than you. It's because of how smart he is. GPT is like a mirror and an augmenter. If you're not applying yourself, it's going to feel stupid. I'll leave it at that. Based off of who you are, then compose an email response saying thank you and explaining back to the person what you understand about their build. Then ask them, is this correct? Keep the email to 75 words or less. Show enthusiasm for their project. I always like to thank the AI. I really appreciate what it does. But I'm not going to because it'll screw up the message. So it's got a GPT model here. Let's go to the model here. Let's see if we have access to. Oh, I do have 4. I have 4. Oh my goodness, I gotta talk to you guys about this. This is so amazing. Okay, this. Well, what does this mean? This means after the state, no improvements are being made, meaning it won't drift. What is drift? It means every time you generate text, every time they update it, it causes drift. If you do end up building AIs for people like I do, and you want to do this, and you want to get good at it, Rachel Woods recommended from her experience, and I've watched her. She started her agency, and as she's been building out, she's like, you can tell she's learned painfully. Have an upfront fee for the build and have a retainer for ongoing maintenance. Because this stuff is changing so fast. You're essentially a lawyer now on retainer. You are the new lawyers. You're going to be paid a lot for this kind of work. Based off of my background as a CTO, it's a decent number to work with me hourly. But I don't work with people unless they genuinely are willing to fork over the money and take the time, because this takes a lot of work to customize this and create something really beautiful. And I expect a lot of work up front, meaning I have a lot of forms, a lot of things I want you to follow. I follow the mentality of flawless consulting. I ask a lot of questions. And the reason I do that is because of my professor, Stephen Huff, back in the day, and Jim Mortensen, and what they taught me. Dr. Huff, I apologize. His whole class on product or problem solving focused primarily on the basis of problems, questions, and formulating the problem. He tried to explain to the class, if you actually slow down and you take the time to ask the right questions and understand the situation and solve the right problem, you have a much, much higher chance of success. And there's so much more I could go into on that. Maybe I should do a video on it because I learned so much from that man. And then Jim Mortensen is one of the coolest guys ever. We walked into his class for the first day, and I remember saying to the whole class, like, You all need to know what real life is like. If you do poor performance in this class, I will fail you. This is a pass fail class. I don't care what people say. I don't care about you. You need to know what it's like to get fired. That's how you learn. He's such a stud. Because that's real life, and that's what you need to be taught. Is life is rough, and anybody worth their salt will fire you on a dime if you don't know what you're doing. So this is cool. This is the standard model. This will be upgraded over time. Do we have? So we have the 0314. Okay, so they haven't released it yet, but there's a version of 4 that you can integrate with and use as an API that is what you call 32K. The standard for the GPT-4 is an 8K. What does that mean? 8,000 tokens max, 8,000 syntax messages max. But it's pretty cool. So we'll go over that later. We're going to go ahead and select just the, we'll select this model here. Just it's easier to work with. And then the tokens, this is basically saying up to like so many words. Let's do 1,000 tokens just for kicks and giggles. Temperature, we'll leave it there. We'll leave that there. So here it is. And now we'll test the action. Aw. Okay, good. It's gonna, I don't even know what it's gonna do there. We'll see what happens, because that's all a bunch of BS. Content. So it's the content. Here, look. Dear Vivian, thank you for reaching out and sharing your build requests for a new AI system construction. I appreciate your enthusiasm and the opportunity to be part of your project you misunderstood. One thing that I particularly like about your build is the emphasis on creating a system that can understand and process large amounts of data in real time. This kind of capability is crucial to extracting valuable insights. Based on your request, I understand that you are looking for an AI system that can handle this. This is not good. So this is where the actual process comes into play. We actually have to work with it and you have to edit it. So action here, walking through this, let's go down to this messaging here that I built. So it's doing everything, okay? So here's how we do this. Create, okay. I'm gonna change this. Review the request, create a thank you message to this person, and highlight one thing about the build you like. Do not repeat yourself. Consolidate the message. Be informal and goofy. I'll handle this. I love playing with it. Be yourself. See what it does. GPT. I always learn new things about it. It's got its own personality. Ooh, we use that many tokens, so max tokens 1,000. So we got here. You reaching out and sharing your AI system build request with me. I'm really excited about your project and can't wait to dive into it. Based on your message, I understand you're looking for an AI system that can help you with a variety of tasks such as managing and organizing data, making predictions. Is that correct? I love the idea of creating an AI system that can handle. It shows a great understanding of the potential of AI and its ability. Oh my goodness, this is gorgeous. Mwah. Please let me know if my understanding aligns with your vision for the AI system. I'm truly looking forward to working with you. This is exactly how I would love to talk to somebody and how I like to make people feel. So this is really good. And this shows care. I used 725 tokens to create that, just so you're aware. You don't really have to worry about this too much, but you do need to be cognizant of it. This is the email it's going to go to. This is the CC from James. Um, Oh, a single reply address other than your own? Oh, it's not required. Well, if you wanted to, no, well, how can you get my personal? Oh, required. Shoot. So subject. All right. We gotta do more. This is why I'm building this out with you, because I don't want to take time to redo these things with people unless they want to pay for it, because it's a lot of time to build this stuff. So let's go here. I say it's easy, and it's fun. Debugging's a canoe. You guys don't want to know where I got that from. I'll tell you it's from a gentleman named Neil. I didn't know Neil, but he was good friends with a dear friend of mine. Neil was military special forces, and he's no longer with this world. He was one of the best, by the way. He was on the top 10 most wanted list in the Middle East for the work he did out there. And war's an ugly thing. I don't want to say who's right or who's wrong in war, but he did what was requested of him and what he needed to do as a soldier. He did it really well. Let's go over this one. Choose an event, conversation, continue. I could make this easier, but no, don't do this. User message. Build a request. Okay. Username. That would be her first name, honestly. Should know it the first time. You are a helpful assistant. No. Please. See, I'm very polite. Create from this build request, comma, create a title for a thank you email. Then what I do is I go here. Oh no, we're gonna do that. We don't want to do that now. Break things. So happy this is here. I don't want any deviation. So we'll go do this one here. Okay. Man, the fact that you fork can handle 32,000 words. It's so cool. And we don't need that many tokens. Oh, shoot. Make the title 3 to 5 words. There's a reason you do all of these things, by the way. All of this is based off of the way people interpret information in their neural cortex in their brain. We typically break things up in 3 to 7 segments. I would say 3 to 5 is ideal. 3 is definitely the best because of how we utilize information. Our brains aren't really good at handling a higher capacity than that. That's why also phone numbers are the number of digits that they are. Just fun little fact for you. Okay. I think this is good. Let's continue. We don't need a memory key. We could build a memory key and flip it back so there's an email conversation going on between these people. But I can create that actually differently, so that's not too bad. Test action. Let's see what we get. Content. Okay. No. Really? Oh my gosh. Oh shoot. Create a subject line for a thank you email. Make the See, precision of language. That's why I'm working on Jordan Peterson's statement of um, tell the truth or at least don't lie. That requires you to think thoroughly through what you're about to say, and you'll be more accurate with your vocabulary, which is another one of his admonitions. I really like him because he's a really thorough thinker and he's very considered and concise. I think it's interesting that he considers his contemporary Sam Harris. And I don't know if he really does, but you know, Sam's no idiot, that's for sure. Actually, I think I talked to him a long time ago, not in person, but through messaging. I was showing him some stuff I was working on in neurofeedback. He was initially interested in it, and I was like, meh. Didn't respond after that because I was kind of crazy. And I am. Oh, shoot, I hate the response. Oh, let's come back. Continue. Um, Retest. So you see how this takes a minute to work through this? This is action. So on this request, let's create an artful. You know what? Stop being an engineer, James. Back out of this. Delete this. This is something I ran into the other day. I was talking to an acquaintance of mine, and I like him a lot. He's a really smart dude, and he reminded me of what Elon Musk warns about. And engineers tend to build things that aren't necessary. And the gentleman had gone through a lot of work building me something out, and I really do appreciate him. He may watch this and know who he is. And the structure of what he was doing was trying to help me with an old way of doing things. And he showed me how it was all built and everything. I was like, couldn't we accomplish the same just by doing this? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay. Subject. Boom. Boom. See, that gonna save a lot of time. You're gonna do plain text. You're gonna go in here. You're gonna do the conversation. You're gonna pull the response. That's the request. F. Huh. Let's see how this goes. We'll work it out. I'll get this figured out. But everybody has something built. So you can actually, there's no options here, but if you have a signature connected, you can do that and load your personal signature. You can have attachments. It can be a public URL. So I could do a link to one of my websites to do this, or you could to link them back to a build system. And there's one I am building out that could allow you to go in and more refine your idea on your own. But I just haven't done enough testing on it. And if that's something that's a request, I'll get it done. Oh. Screw it, this has to be done for now. Best regards, James. So you see there's some clear issues here. The subject says thank you. I don't care. I don't care right now. I just have to do this. Yes, I do have to get it right. By the way, there's a reason I construct my language the way I do, and I learned this from an acquaintance of mine. Um, you only write positive affirmational statements. Like, only do this. Don't write no statements. This is based off of the way humans interpret information, and I'm extrapolating it to GPT because GPT was trained on how humans work. So only write the body. Don't write a subject line. It can create some ambiguity with the model because that's just how humans work. These are assumptions, by the way. I'm not sure if I'm accurate. 7 o'clock. Got it. Okay. All right. I take it back. I'm full crap. Let's fix this. Let's see here. Where's default? It's fine. There you go. Test. Thank you. Done. All right, onward. Test. Publish. Turning on. Now you're done. So what you'll do then is I can share this with people. I can give it away. But I don't do that. You got to figure it out on your own and build it yourself. That's the way you learn. Or have somebody build it for you. And that's where me or my team comes in. We can do builds for people, and I'll get your request built for you, and we can turn it over to you to run, or we can manage it for you. If that's something you want to do and you see this and you're like, this is way too much work, I'm not doing this myself. I do charge on an hourly basis, no promises of when it will be done. I do a lot of thorough work, and where it's your company, it means a lot more to me than stuff I build for myself, because I don't like damaging my integrity or my reputation. It means way too much to me. Submit. Okay, now this is how you share it. Okay, this is just an example here. You can also embed it in a website. This is the embed structure. Okay, let's do the link for now. Let's open it in a browser. Their load times are not ideal. There you go. This is it. And they go enter this information. Boom, submit it. Now, like I said, you can't link this back to a domain, so it's not just this ugly mess here. Copy. And we'll go post it to Facebook. Ooh. Yep. We gotta edit it more. See? There's always more you can add in, but there comes a point when you should stop. And I reflect back on Colonel Paul Kucherik, my detachment commander at BYU ROTC. When he was there, he basically said, like, if you're, and it was also Mikael, Major, he taught us that if you're 80% there, you're done. You just got to go forward. And it's like, if you don't make the decision and you're in the field, people die. So let's go to YouTube. I'm gonna pause this. It loads. Okay, there's some quick stuff I'm going to add in here. because this is the actual form. I could have sworn there was something that I'll do. Edit um, channel. Yeah, that's really tacky. Meh. Um, it's better to have something than nothing, though, I guess. Oh, okay. Look at that. Look at that. You see this right here? I'm not using that structure. Text link URL. That's the structure for it. Okay. Let's edit this. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go to tutorial channel right here. Skadoosh. Skadoosh. And then it looks like the way that the syntax structured here and here. See what it does? It blows up my face. Oh, it's right next to it. I'm going to do this in smaller enough. Parameters, name. You know, I'm actually not very clear on how to do that myself. Let's try to look anyways really quick here, because I'm not the kind of person just to not do it and figure it out and make you watch, because you're watching my tutorial on when I'm figuring stuff out as I go. Don't worry, I can do a remake of this at no time right now. Okay, there we go. And then I have no idea if this can work. I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, so this is what I'm gonna do here, guys. Watch this. Copy. Okay. I hate this thing. I have to get rid of this. It's such a filthy thing in my way. I'm sorry. A lot of people like this, but I don't. It constricts me. Okay, got the internet turned on, and I'm starting to glitch on my computer. Help me use using this. Here it is. Like, he is such a tool using this link. Hee. Some of my friends will figure this out. They're like, dirty, dirty man. I'm like, yeah, use this link. Using these words. It does. So they turn this. Never mind. I'm not going to do it. Oh god, I was supposed to follow that. Huh. That's how you live and learn. Copy code and don't pay attention to details. People are like, yeah, you did it right the first time. I don't know, I'm not talking to you guys. Boom. There you go. Now I'm questioning myself. That's how you spell channel. Oh, well, this is who I am. Here you go. Let's get this done and share. So open in browser. I can edit this more later, but let's get you guys something to look at. Yeah, this is tacky, but it works for now. It's functional. Functional is better than nothing. Well, hopefully you enjoyed, and thanks for your time.